Hello, been getting a lot of questions lately from customers about how well does the KayaArm work with wider kayaks, like the Hobie kayaks or like the fishing kayaks. So what I've done today is I've rented an ATAK 120. This is a Wilderness Systems. It's 34 3/4 inches across the beam. And so I'm going to demonstrate how the KayaArms work out of the box, no modifications at all, to stabilize, raise, and lower these fishing kayaks. The issue with these fishing kayaks is they're pretty stable, but they're very heavy, and and there's a lot, when they're on your dock, they take up a lot of space. So I'm going to show you here a couple of things. So I'm going to show you a bit of the stability. What I've done already is I've already dropped the KayaArm here. The back one goes all the way to the bottom. It is not used at all for stabilization. The front one is set in the, you'll see here the red tip, and it's just a little bit out of the water, about that much out of the water. And the other is I have this, the added rope technique. And what this does for me is I've got it set at the right spot. It's a loop. It's tied to my seat and it's looped around the cleat here, and it sets my kayak where I want it to be on the KayaArm. And also, when I stand in, it keeps from pushing, from falling off, but also from sliding back that way. So I'm going to get in the kayak, and so I'm just going to, I could use the arm if I wanted to, and step into the middle. And you know, I can see I get a fair amount of stability, and these kayaks give you a fair amount of stability anyway, but even with the KayaArm I get a little bit more. And you can see I can go all the way to this side, and I go all the way to this side. It provides a fair amount of stability, enough for you to get in and out of your kayak. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down, all right, and then my kayak paddle over here, disconnect from my my cleat. I'm just going to push off, okay, and I'll go for paddle. You know, I can go out, go for a nice paddle, put my paddle the right way, all right. I'm just going to come on back in and put my paddle over here, and I'm going to get myself on my cleat where I want it, and that's about the right spot. Push back against it. I'm going to push down on my seat and come to a full standing. Again, great stability. All right, and I'm going to step up. Now, if I have a really high dock, I can just sit on the high dock. I would sit up way up here, you know, and then swing my feet over, and I would get out no problem. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the kayak, and that's one of the hardest things with these heavy kayaks. As I said before, this is an 85-pound kayak. So remember I said I dropped this one all the way to the bottom? Oh, this is why, and I don't use it for stability, but I use it for raising and lowering the kayak. So I just kind of pick it up a little bit, and I just wanted to hold it there so I can undo my rope here now. So it's nicely held. And then I'll just come, you know, fix the kayak. I think I mentioned before, we have a little jig that some folks use. As opposed to grabbing onto the chain, it just grabs into the chain. It allows you then to bend your knees and lift a little easier if you have back issues. For me, I'm okay right now. I don't mind. I just find it faster not have to grab for that. But you know, everyone's their own choice. So anyway, you can see here, works great. It's pretty easy to lift. The one thing I do for storing it, you obviously want to fasten the KayaArm down for if there's a windstorm. And I would just kind of probably do a couple of ratchet straps or something just to hold it onto the arm, but I don't want to cinch it too tight to deform the kayak, just to hold it there. You know, I'd probably go around and I'd go onto the post, and that way, or I'd go through, maybe all I would do is might even go to one of these little cleats here or something like that. Well, I think that's all. Thank you very much for watching today. You can see the KayaArm just out of the box works perfectly for the ATAK 120. Again, it's 34 3/4 inches. It's the biggest kayak I've seen. I'm sure there'll be bigger ones, but this is up getting near the top. Thank you very much for watching today. Have a great day paddling.